do we have in a year? And what are the importance of those seasons to us? As far as spirituality is concerned, especially. How many seasons do we have? I want somebody to just come and explain the seasons. So Pinks, I want you to explain. How many seasons do we have? Okay, you're saying 4. What are they? What are their importance? So somebody has already said 4, so yes, that's fine. And can we have somebody who can come and talk about seasons here? If you can come and talk about seasons, please request, and then I'll have you join. But meanwhile, my question is, how many seasons do we have? What are they? What are those seasons? And how beneficial are they to us spiritually? Simple, easy question, but can you plant it in can you write it on your walls? Can you plant it in your subconscious? Hello? Nanyango, do you want to come and answer? Kindly request, or people have requested it, I'm not seeing. Nobody has requested. I want somebody to come explain them to us. Please. We're just no longer passing things like that. Let's interact in a way that new subscribers, we have some new subscribers. Let's interact in a way that they also get what we are, where we are. Or you just want us to go shallowly like that? Fall, summer, winter, autumn, fall. So what are those seasons to us? The way I taught them. I'm in the shower. It's okay. People who are in the shower, you can. People who are busy, it's okay. There's somebody. Nanyango, please.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you? Thank you.
Aya, please get us to the answer, please.
So maybe my other fellow students can add on, but I can start answering the question. We have the planting season in which we are in right now as the new year begins. We plant the seeds. And then by the time around autumn equinox, September, that's when we start harvesting what we've planted now. And then we have, I think those are the 2 main things that I can think of right now. We're planting now, and what we're planting will grow throughout summer. We harvest within around September at the equinox, because that's when we start feeling the effects of the authenticity of our authenticity right now, whether we are swelling or we are shrinking. And then we proceed on to the next year until the next spring equinox, when the year begins again. We'll have the effects.
Yes. So we have the long planting season, and then the long harvest season, and then we have the short planting seasons, and then the short harvest season. So you said it correctly. So anybody that would love to add, somebody's speaking about hot, cold, wet, and dry. Okay. Those ones are also a way to call them. Hi everyone. What are we reversing today? We're just random, my dear. So just join us and just follow through. We're just random. And Nanyango, I'm going to have you still, if you don't mind.
It's no problem. I'm here.
Okay, so So you can just mute yourself, and then we have you there still in case there is another question that you would love to engage in or also. So anybody who has any issues with what planting seasons and harvest seasons are? Anybody who has no idea what to do during planting and harvesting season? Okay, can I move to the next question? Can I move to the next question? The entire seasons? Mama Nico, is that what you mean? Okay, fine, sure. So we have long planting seasons. For instance, now we are at Aries. We are in March. We are almost entering into the month of self-support. So let me just use the themes to describe them. Because as students, you know what the themes are. So we are in the month of authenticity, where you get to plant. Now, during the month of authenticity, we get long rains, and then we get longer days. Long rains mixed with longer days means that a lot of intuition is coming in through when the rain is raining. When you're outside, it will hit always your head first. So that water is coming, that intuition is coming to help you either, just like Nanyango said, to either swell into the best version of yourself or shrink into the diseases you've been feeding within your life. So that is the month that we are in right now, where authenticity is planted. It is in the long planting season. And then in April, we plant self-support. That authenticity that you're planting this month, that you planted this month, you're going to plant the self-support that is necessary for you to stand on it, to carry it. So next month, you're going to be supporting. Supporting is probably after you've planted, you need to now start taking care of the plants so that they grow. And I hope that you're getting the metaphoric version of it as well. When we say planting, is like literally putting your goals into reality. The things that you want to achieve into reality. And then next year now you plant, after you've planted, you take care of the plantation. And then in May, there is self-thinking is planted. After you've planted authenticity, you've supported it in April, and then now in May, you are able to think for yourself. Now, these are the things that are planted. Long planting season, we have March, April, and May. March, April, and May, that is the planting season. Now, June, July, and August, that is the harvest. June, July, and August, that is the harvest. June, you are harvesting feelings. If you plant authenticity in March, you harvest feelings in June. So the authenticity that you're going to plant now, you're going to feel about it. How it is going to impact your feelings in June. Either make you feel like abandoning certain parts of yourself, or make you feel like, you know, growing more certain parts of yourself. And then in July, self-love is harvested from self-support. When you support yourself in April, this coming April, when you support yourself, then you're going to be loving yourself in July. That's what you'll harvest. And then when you plant self-thinking, when you think for yourself, after you've planted the authenticity, you've supported it. Now you think for yourself when it comes to that authenticity, because it comes from you, it is yours. You own it with your own fingerprint. And then when you own it with your own fingerprints in August, your stomach analyzes. And then you harvest analysis, from self-thinking, you will know that, oh, this authenticity is good for me, and this authenticity is bad for me. This authenticity is good for me, this authenticity is bad for me. Then during August, that is when all that is analyzed in order for the good ones to go to all parts of your body to support your essence, and then the bad ones to be exuded or excreted through your anus. And then after the long and the short, after the long planting and the long harvest season, those are the long planting and long harvest season. Now when we come to September, it's an equinox again. A new is beginning. Every year we have 2 beginnings. So in September, a new is beginning, which is the short planting season. Why short planting season? It comes with shorter rains and a shorter day. Hi. It comes with shorter rains and a shorter day. And it goes from short planting seasons are September, October, November. Meaning short planting seasons, you plant confidence. Confidence comes from your ability to balance your harvest. When you harvest in August, there's this game in Africa that's called Ajua. Ajua. It's a game where you collect these holes, like different holes. I don't know how many holes that they are. I don't know whether they're 18 holes. Then you have stones that you walk. In each and every hole, you're dropping a stone, you're dropping a stone, you're dropping a stone.
Oh.
So the ability to budget yourself, usually that game, it teaches budgeting. So all the harvest you get from August, from your stomach, now your Libra energy, that is September energy, is what balances it, sends it to different parts of the body. Like, for example, that harvest, you harvested, you're going to send some, you remember the harvest, it stays in your stomach and it goes either to your anus or to the rest of the body. Now, who puts it to all those rest of the body is September energy, the Libra energy, the Nyash energy.
So back.
The same way you see when mothers, African mothers are cooking, the ability to just distribute food to every child equally in a way that it is fair. That is the energy of that Libra energy, the ability to balance. You balance what the harvest that you got from August, from the stomach. Now you balance one part of the body. So you send some to all. Your self-thinking, you send some. Your face, you send it some. You send some to your legs. You send some to your heart, to where? Different energies are sent to different parts of the body. So when it comes to this Libra energy, some people don't know how to balance. Some people don't know how to balance. Some people, even when you see the way their body is built, when you see the way somebody's body is built, will tell you whether they know how to balance the Libra energy or not. Some people, they send too much to the hands, and then the other parts of the body don't have again. Some people, they send too much to the chest, too much to, the thighs, so much that you see people arranging themselves differently. And some people, they arrange themselves in a way that they even fall into disease. The body now cannot support itself, cannot stand properly. And then there are people who are gifted in the ability to distribute. There are people who are gifted in the ability to somebody's saying, how do you balance that? I'm just talking to you about this right now. I'm telling you how you balance the energy as I'm speaking right now. Share exactly what you have from your stomach. Now after the waste has been removed through your anus, now what is remaining is that energy that is supposed to go to other parts of the body. So how you distribute it now, that is where your Libra energy comes in. Share the energy for the first time. And exactly. Because guess what? If you do not distribute properly to the part that is crucial, just like when you're playing a jua, you're going to reach certain holes you don't have energy to distribute anymore. Because that energy you're supposed to distribute. The way a mother cooks, I want you to even hear on TikTok, watch these African mothers. There's a woman here called Proud Mom. She distributes food to her children. If you watch an African mother distributing food to who are children, different children, maybe they have 6 children or what, you will know the Libra energy. Everybody gets something. In a way that they're all growing proportionally. You don't have some children are skinnier than others are overweight than others are... Am I making sense to you? Like, are you comprehending? So that is the energy of Sobek, that distributive energy to ensure that there is fairness. That is the Libra energy that now, after you've got, now this is the second planting season. Now the second planting season from September, what are you planting? Your ability to distribute. Your ability to empower yourself. Your ability to empower certain parts of your body. Which brings you to the October energy, which is now energy of Scorpio, the energy of the reproductive area, the energy of reproduction, desire. After you've balanced and you've distributed, you create. You create a new, that is when a new vessel starts to form. And then after October energy, you get into this is still short planting season. So now you plant desire. After you planted balance, in September you plant desires in October. And then in November, you adventure in order to plant the change. Now to plant the change into reality. Because by the time you've gotten your energy in September and then you've distributed it, and then now there's a version of you that you desire by October. Now November, now you take action to visualize those versions of you that you desire. Display them within yourself. Go to the places that you desire. You know, it's all about changing now, planting it into reality. And then after that, we have now the short harvest season. When you plant beautiful distribution. Babies, listen to this. Yes, see yourself. And then now, it is coming now to December. December is the season where you're planting, you are harvesting your self-use. Remember, in September when you plant, you distribute, you balance. You balance the energy properly, the energy that you got from August. You distribute it properly throughout your body. You send your hand what they need. You send your head what they need. You send different parts of your body the energy that they need. And by the way, when I'm talking about your hands, your body, I'm also talking about areas of your life. Your career, what it needs. Your health, what it needs. Your private life, what it needs. Your finances, whatever areas of your life. You send them what it needs. Now what you're going to harvest in December is self-usage. Because now you are useful to yourself. You've distributed energies properly throughout your body. Now you become useful to yourself. But if you distribute energies improperly, like terribly, unfairly, then by the time December is coming, now you are crippled, you're paralyzed. You misuse yourself. And then after Capricorn, after December, you get to January. When you harvest that self-usage in December, self-usage gives you self-knowledge automatically. Self-usage translates into self-knowledge automatically, and then that will translate automatically again into self-belief. So know yourself. You're going to inherit self-knowledge, and then your ability to change will enable you to have more self-belief. People who cannot adventure cannot believe in themselves. People who cannot adventure and try new things they can never believe in themselves, because self-belief is harvested from adventure. point, are we together? Can I ask my second question? Can you tell me the meaning of the Eye of Ra? The meaning of the eye, the difference between the Eye of Ra and the Eye of Heru. Eye of Ra and Eye of Heru, which is which? Which one is which? One is self-belief, intuition. Which one is that? Nanyango, can you open your mic? You're not even supposed to type. Just open your mic and say.
Okay, so we have one which is for all collective memories, that everything that has ever happened, where we're all collectively entangled, and one is the one for self-belief, where your intuition tells you, you can do this, you can manage this. You look at somebody sewing, you feel like you can also sew. You look at somebody dancing, you feel you can also dance. And you've never danced even without a teacher or something like that.
Yeah.
And my classmates are saying Eye of Heru is for intuition and Eye of Ra is memory.
Yes. So the Eye of Heru is the one that sees into infinite consciousness, while the Eye of
I think so, yeah.
the Eye of Heru is the one that sees into infinite consciousness, which is the intuition, which is the left eye, while the Eye of Ra is the one that sees into your temporary
Babe,
consciousness.
you take out food for yourself.
Which is
I'll
your
eat in a
memory,
minute.
which is your stomach area. Your digestive system is your daily memory. How you digest things is your daily memory since you're born up to the time that you will die. The difference between you and your ancestors is that you get to poop every other time. So meaning you get to have the Eye of Ra, you get to see into this particular temporary consciousness, while the ancestors see into infinite consciousness. So they're the ones that are connected to you through the Eye of Heru. While, which is your self-belief. Your self-belief is an eye. Every time you believe in yourself, you're connecting, especially to the infinite consciousness. And then your self-analysis is also another eye. Some people, they don't know how to differentiate this eye, and that's why they're always asking, is it coming from my ancestors or is it coming from me? Are you seeing it with the eye of memory? Are you seeing it through analysis, through you analyzing the situation? Or are you seeing it through your self-belief? Anything you see through your self-belief is intuition. It's ancestral, real, straight, direct. And anything you see with your memory, with your right eye, with your ability to analyze, is just temporary. So which eye do you want to use the most? Remember when you're distributing that September energy, You need to also distribute it to both the parts of the bodies, depending on which parts of the body, which parts of the spirit you want to empower the most. Yes, somebody's saying Heru, exactly. Empower the eye of Heru the most. When the eye of Heru can see clearly, the eye of Ra becomes supernatural. See through you believing in yourself more than you see through you analyzing situations.
You look happy.
Because temporary
You
consciousness
look
is
happy?
just temporary consciousness.
Why?
And you might live in a temporary consciousness that is contaminated. Then now what do? When the sky is no longer clear, when the sky has duplications, illusions, veils, so then that eye cannot see. So even Set removed the eye of Heru when he's fighting. He removes his left eye when he's fighting him. Why? In order to only have them look into the temporary consciousness only you. When you kill someone's ability to believe in themselves, then you give them no option but to only use the higher self-analysis that only stares into the temporary consciousness. And whatever display is being displayed in the temporary consciousness, whether it is some cinema, some circus, some show, some casted and acted things, then you'll just see that, and that is all you will be seeing. But when you are using your self-belief also as another eye, then you can always also see when there is an imbalance in your own timeline. It makes you a deep observer. Next question. What was the great schism of 1054? What is the great schism of 1054 mark? I know some people are going to be Googling the era of technology. But let me just hear your answers still. You're allowed to cheat. Anybody? Yeah, the great schism of 1054 was the onset of the Catholics' fall, which was mainly supported and upheld by the Eastern Greeks and Western Latinas. During the Great Schism of 1054, the Western Latins split from the Greek East to form their own Orthodox Church due to differences that were impossible to solve. These differences that were impossible to solve were termed as ecclesiastical differences in governance and theological disputes between the Greeks and the Latinas. Now, major causes of the Great Schism, as recorded in history, was the procession of the Holy Spirit, or rather the Trinity differences, or rather the filioque controversy. And the filioque controversy is making a comeback. Has anybody seen? Is it just me, or has anybody seen the filioque controversy making a comeback in Europe? After stealing, what was the filioque controversy? This is the filioque controversy. After stealing Aset, Heru, and Asar Trinity, the Greeks and the Latinas could not agree on the correct arrangement of the Trinity, especially from the fact that the Greeks' Trinity was entirely masculine, transgendered, and included no femininity in the creation. For this reason, Orthodox separated from Catholic. And are you seeing how it's diverted for so long, so much that war is still there up to today? The filial controversy is still there up to today. Russia, what you hear about the Soviet Union, NATO, all that is still in the middle of disagreement. At the very kernel of it is disagreements on how to govern. That is one thing. Disagreements on how government should function, and another thing is the filial controversy, which is the family arrangement. The basic arrangement of the family unit is supposed to be Eru, Aset, and Asan. Russians want it like that. NATO does not want it like that. Up to today, that's where we are. We are still in the great schism. It's deep. Now the second reason for the split between Catholic and Orthodox was about whether unleavened bread. Some people call it chapati, some people call it ugali, some people call it pap. You know, these things that we make out of ready wheat or something like that. Grains. The bread that we make out of grains that are not fermented. So this was the second reason for the split between Catholic and the Orthodox, which was the unleavened bread that stood for purity, was to be used as eucharistia, which is good mixture, or leavened bread. Leavened bread is now bread whose dough has risen. Dough, I don't know whether you call it dough or dough or whatever. Fermented. That stood for sin and impurity, was to be used as disgracia, to lower the vibration of the public during Eucharist. The Catholic was the disgracia, which is bad mixture, while the Orthodox stood for Eucharistia. You know, I usually hear some people say that ugali, pap is not African. That's literally unleavened bread. And white people hate it so much. That's unleavened bread right there, like. And Africans eat that so much, and Africans have different versions of it. In Americas, I hear it's called grits. Is it called grits in America? America, what is your history of grits? Tell me if it is called grits or something. Yeah, that grits, Africans have every African community have their versions of it. But I think Americans, the way they cook it like it's porridge now. Unleavened bread, yes. Any bread that doesn't rise, that is not fermented. We have our version. Mama Nikwa, we have our version. Yes, I know. I think grits is porridge. Porridge is just a looser version of ugali. And different people, they make their ugali differently. Like when you go to West Africa, it's very... You go to South Africa, it's almost like porridge also in South Africa. You go to Luya land here in Kenya and it is stone. It's like stone. Yeah, so there are people who eat it when it's marepre. And then there are people who eat it when it is totally powerful. And it's the same as chapai. These are all in the same category. They are in the same group. How maugali water. The third reason for separation of the Catholic and Orthodox was iconoclasm. Let me release Nainyango. okay. Can I go back to normal, baby? Just give me a minute. But let me just leave it like that. Follow the path of least resistance. So now, the third reason for separation was iconoclasm, which meant the church's participation in the destruction of all original spiritual icons of indigenous communities. The Catholic Church fully supported iconoclasm while the Orthodox did not. A lot of people, they see, have you ever asked yourself, like, what those are the apparent questions that should be taught immediately. Why were the noses of the artifacts destroyed like that? And there's a lot of noses destroyed, even the ones in the museums. So that is iconoclasm. You know what hate can do, what jealousy can do. The rate at which, you know, this world, nobody cares what your cause is. At the end of the day, the people who have the power, they move to the direction they want. And I think the history that happened here is just there to tell you, as long as you have power, you can move to whichever direction you want. Majority will rule, even if that majority is upside down, even if that majority is demonic as hell. Because imagine our people came together in this world. This is the same world we live in. Our people came together and decided to destroy. Like, the most bottom of the barrel of actions have happened already, and we are the results of it. So just, you know, putting your mind, and you can even see it in America right now, the way when people are divided,
yeah, I can't figure out what it is.
People destroy. People don't care what you stand for at the end of the day. You stop standing for them. You stop resonating with them. You get destroyed. You can be destroyed because of the winds of people can destroy you in a day. So as an individual, what you need to do is know your purpose, know your cause. Because most of the time these causes, they're only led by like 12 people. You find it's just 12 people, and then the entire other group at the back is just people walking blind, zombies that are being led to do what things whose consequences they don't know. Yes, your purpose will be the reason why you do the things that you do. So you know, most black people, we like to be like, oh, they can't do that, they can't do that. Everything has already been done. There's nothing that hasn't been done. People have eaten other people's bodies. People have destroyed what was beautiful for the planet. What do you think cannot be destroyed? If it is not protected, it will be destroyed to the ground, whether it is good or not. It was iconoclasm that destroyed the noses of their artifacts in a bid to change their identity and erase them from history. And guess who was there at the forefront of those destruction? Catholic. And look at the world now. Look at the world now. And how it has been for the longest time. Catholic. The devil is alive among us, among you, and kicking, and loved and embraced. So when you know that, then you know that it's a personal journey. It's a personal journey. Because there's nothing you can do about it. If you try to bulldoze your way into fighting them, you'll end up like the likes of Malcolm X. The other day there was somebody who was telling me, who was mad. So they were just throwing words around that, you are not even like Wangari Maathai.
Really? Yeah?
You've never been beaten, you've never been... I'm like, I don't even want to be like Wangari Maathai. I don't want to bleed for anybody. It's not worth it. And the men, they bled. People, they bled. But the things remained. Okay, blaming, let me accept. Yeah, so at the end of the day, if you want to have your lineage continue, you have to come in below the water. Yes, Kate Damini, please. Or is it Kate Damini? Does she even know that she's here? Hello?
They live in Edmonton.
Oh,
I think it's a mistake.
a different province? That's far away.
That's a province?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a mistake, right?
Is Edmonton and Calgary?
The people who
Something
can't
like that?
comprehend what is she saying? Okay. I think it's a mistake. It's a misdial or something. So it was an iconoclasm that erased all women from history books. It was iconoclasm that conducted the book banning and book drowning
Yeah, it
rituals.
looks like it says Detroit.
Oh.
The Edmonton is in Detroit?
Iconoclasm flipped the maps upside down, renamed the world,
Wait, what?
and changed the
Edmonton's-
biblical translations from
Yeah, Edmonton's in Canada, babe.
Egyptian, from the pyramid text into the Bible. You know, the Bible is a child of the pyramid text. The writings were originally left on the walls, the pyramid text. And it is the pyramid text that were translated into the Bible, were compiled and put into the Bible. So you see, the writings, they stay on the walls.
Yeah, it doesn't give
The
any-
pyramid text is there on the walls up to
What do you
today,
mean? You Googled it?
waiting for
Just
it
be like, where is
unlock as the
Edmonton?
book
It'll
with the
tell you
key
a
to unlock.
province.
Oh,
It's okay. Yes, the writings, they stay on
there
the
we go.
walls. And the way the pyramid texts were written, that's how they are up to today.
is Alberta nice?
This is not
Now,
that different from Canada. Lots of people
The
in
fourth
from
reason
Canada,
for the
from
separation of
Toronto.
Catholic and
A lot
Orthodox
of
was
people
the
are moving there for
coronation
work,
of the empire of Romans in
It's freezing. Not freezing.
1800. The fifth reason was the Pope's claim to universal jurisdiction, and the Pope's being the only worshipped figure by all spiritual figures of the world. So you see, they worship the Pope. In the Catholic Church, they worship the Pope. And the Orthodox said, nope, no, we are not engaging in that. And the last and the major reason for the Great Schism was
That's
the
their
place
I know that's
of...
their house. Be careful with the things you see, eh?
Wait a minute, let me just read it. Let me...
Because the amount of things,
Digest it
things coming
and
out
give it
on
in
the
simple
truth on the
terms.
internet about people lying about things.
Yeah,
You have to be
the last
careful.
separation was the law that dictated that
People rent houses.
spiritual
do
governance
these
was to be
things.
strictly
Please,
given to
just
patriarchs.
please be aware.
There's a way they
Be
call it. They
aware.
call it the Constantinople in relation to Pentarchy. Constantinople in relation to Pentarchy.
just-
Like, some of these things
I
are
just want to
hidden
take
in
the more
words
saying
that are
beyond a reasonable
have no
doubt that these
relationship
people
to
live
what
there.
it is
At least give your
describing.
mind the
So that
opportunity to
particular
be like,
Pentucky
maybe it's
just
true,
describes
maybe
that
it's not. No big deal. But
the
people
government
are
was to be
getting
strictly
blasted out
given
now
to
in
patriarchs
real life
only,
because they
and that
rent
zero matriarchs
places.
was to be
Every
seen
time
as
they
spiritual
do their
supreme.
filming, they're renting
The Latin
places.
Orthodox
Not only that,
disagreed, while the
sometimes they just do
Catholics
all their
ululated
a
in
bunch of filming
acceptance.
in one go when they rent the place, changing their clothes, changing the theme.
So that is
There's a lot of stuff on the
what I
internet
wanted to,
that
when I
they're
asked
getting
that
outed
question
for
about the
now.
great schism,
People are not being honest.
never forget the great schism.
So I'm not
It will
saying
help
that
you
these
in your
people are not honest and
arguments.
that's not where they live.
When Catholics are
Please let
asking you,
your
hey,
intuition let you know
where
that
do you think
it could
Catholic
be
came
true,
from?
it
Just
could be
tell
not.
them the truth. Those are the same people that crucified Jesus. And they're still camouflaging among us
Because
as
rich people are
the
renting out
church.
their house to these
Okay?
yes,
Now,
you
can I
can
ask
by
the
the
next
hour, you can
question?
rent them by the day. It's a big deal. Because these people want to project that they're rich and all kinds of
So
stuff
what are
like
the
to get views.
portals
Like people love
of
rich people.
authenticity? Portals of asset, portals of authenticity. What are the portals of authenticity?
What do you mean? Well, you like rich people? You want to be like that, don't you? You want to see, right?
And by the way, guys, just to tell you, I'm very proud. I'm very
You
proud
think
of the
people like
fact
watching
that
poor people?
you know all the answers to the questions I'm asking. It only shows how attentive you guys have been. Ears, eyes, nose, and mouth. Yes, those are the portals of assets. Another question is, what is the arrangement of the human life story according to the Old Testament? What is the arrangement of the human life story or life paths according to the books of the Old Testament? Somebody's asking, can you explain why they are portals? So we have the eyes. That is where, guys, Nish, relax. Let me reply to the question. You have your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your nose. These are the portals that are in your authenticity. You will hear through your authenticity. You see through your authenticity. You smell through your authenticity. You discern through your authenticity. And you create, you spell through your authenticity. It is through your mouth, your ability to speak, that also energy can come into you. Energy can come into your life through what you hear. Energy can come into your life through what you see. Energy can come into your life through what you smell. So those are the portals of authenticity into the body.
Analyzing things that you see now.
Because once everything enters into
Analyzing,
authenticity, it will be
because
translated
did you
into
know
the body.
a house like what
So
they
basically,
showed
my
there?
perspective, the way
The
I see
house is
life.
so massive,
Exactly.
bro. I can show you a smaller house, and people are paying $35,000 a month
Your
just to
perspective,
live there.
I'm
I'm
not
not
you see life
talking
as a
about
portal.
paying for water,
That's why you should
paying
protect it
for
at all
all your
costs.
utilities.
You should
just
never allow
the monthly payment for the house.
somebody else to be like, hey, so this is you, and then this is somebody
So I
else.
think
That,
these people are
hey,
young. Are they
see
really
the way
making that
I
kind
am
of
seeing
cash
this.
to be
Don't see the way
forking
you're
out
seeing it.
$50,000,
Or, hey, this is what
$60,000
I
a month
had.
on a house?
This is what you must say you also had. You know, you must also be authentic to what you hear, how you interact. Your truth, that is your authenticity.
That's a lot. That I don't see how
Your
that money
truth
is that much
is your
to
authenticity.
pay $30,000, $50,000, $60,000 a month for a house.
So our niche, we can continue. I was asking, can
When
you
you start
tell
to
me
realize what
the life story of human
jobs
beings
pay,
according to the books
then you can kind of look at what
of the
people
Old
are trying to
Testament?
show you.
Tell me, yes, it's Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus.
Okay.
So Nisha said, that is Genesis. Nisha is saying Genesis, born into slavery, going to the promised land. Temporary consciousness is born into slavery. And immediately it is born into slavery, it starts its journey into the promised land. That is the book of Genesis, G in Genesis. Numerology or Numeriticus, and then Deuteronomy. So these are the books. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. So what story are they telling? Somebody has already talked about Genesis, which is the a place of birth, I think. Yes. A place of birth. The Genesis is talking about the place of birth, your life in a place of birth, and your place of birth, your genetics, your family tree, your immediate environment, your essence, genealogy, yes, family, culture, roots. And then after Genesis, you go to Exodus. Exodus is live, birthplace to independence, exactly, X. So the place that you're born in, you are a slave there. That's not the way you think. That's not the way you analyze things. That's not the way you see life through. You're seeing life through the lenses of the people that are raising you. So now you reach a point where those people have to become your exes. You have to leave them behind. So that is where Exodus comes in. Into the wilderness you go. And then after Exodus come Leviticus. What are Leviticus? Rituals. Yay! The necessary rituals. I'm enjoying this. You guys are so brilliant. Brilliant people. I'm lucky. I'm feeling lucky. So Levitical rituals to ground you in the journey of the wilderness. Levitical ritual Leviticus taking rituals to help you after leaving slavery. Exactly. Levitical laws help you in the wilderness after leaving Egypt. Exactly. So you see how ritualizing is a very important part of a human story. And you should never be ashamed during your rituals. You should never be ashamed during worship. You should never be ashamed during praising, especially when you know who you are praising.
PROV.
And anytime some people are ashamed to even pray, anytime you feel ashamed to pray, you are abandoning the spiritual version of yourself. Anytime you feel ashamed to pray, anytime you feel ashamed to worship, wherever it is, you are abandoning the spiritual version of yourself.
PRO.
And the minute you abandon the spiritual version of yourself, you will stay in the physical dimension for the rest of your life. You'll never have access to the depth. Utamu fulani hawezi elewa. Utamu fulani hawezi elewa. You will always remain in the shallow end where there's no depth. The minute you are born, you're already starting your journey to Milele or opposite, depending on how you harvest your 70s. Exactly. And then after Leviticus, we have the Numbers. Students are a reflection of the teacher. Yes, I am agreeing 100%. 100%. Hey, Numbers ancestors talking to you. Kwanza huyu Shelmith chopi kabisa. Shelmith, which country are you from?
Birthday's next year.
Chopa. Numbers is ancestors talking to you. Exactly. Ancestors speak through numbers, economics, finances. Those are what we call the numbers. Ancestors are always communicating. Anybody who is always dealing with numbers, ancestors are always communicating. Whether you're dealing with the numbers of following, numbers of subscription, numbers of money, numbers of items, numbers of products, numbers of clients, numbers of, real estate. As long as you're dealing with numbers, there's always you are ancestrally communicating now. You're getting ancestral communication, and the ancestors, they communicate in numbers before they communicate in anything else. And then Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy is the last. Now, what is Deuteronomy? Evidently, my number is 7. That's beautiful. Keep it, soak in it, and find out your relationship with it. Deuteronomy, continue, legacy, promised land. Exactly. Deuteronomy is the revelation as you enter Milele, the final war. The final battle as you enter Milele. That is what Deuteronomy is, that reveals, the great reveal. Yes, the great reveal. Even when you watch The Lion King, you see as they enter Milele, there's that last reveal of who everybody is. That last revelation as you enter Milele, that is all there is. So if you want to know about your life, are you at Genesis? Are you at Exodus? Are you at Leviticus? Are you at Numbers? Are you at Deuteronomy? Where are you? Which level are you as an individual? Ask yourself. It's always good to ask yourself, which level are you as an individual? Because know you're moving forward. As long as you moved from Genesis, you got into Exodus. Now know that you're moving forward. Some people have not gotten into Exodus. Some people have never left toxicity. Ever. Toxicity keeps living them. They've never left a toxic situation. They stay until it is rotten. Those are people who don't leave Genesis. They stay there forever. What did you say? They're feather like clouds. Oh, by the way, there's somebody, the person that was asking about clouds yesterday, the feather like clouds, I said it was what? I'll just give you meanings, please. I know them by meanings. Their names sort of, I can't recall properly. So the feather-like clouds, they symbolize change, like a flip of a book. It looks like a book that is flipping another page. So it symbolizes that flipping. A new page is starting, something like that. The clouds, they represent what they look like. Yes, it's Cirrus or something like that. Though me, I just like to have a relationship with the clouds by myself. Because at the end of the day, what they look like, there's no separation with them and the thoughts that you're currently having. There's no separation. So also try have a relationship with them, because sometimes you will not see a cloud that looks like a Cirrus or a Nimbus. You'll see a cloud that is shaped in the form of a person. You'll see a cloud that is shaped in something that was in your mind immediately at that point. Have a personal relationship. Have a personal relationship. And there's a person who Kate Blamili is still requesting. And there's a person that we were talking about the clouds with yesterday. I did not receive your message at all. But I will advise you to please have a personal relationship with the clouds first. It's more important, it's more advanced. These clouds that they show us in the books, the names that they show, it's so limited, and also the way they've named them. Missy Pendi, I don't like the way they've named them. It's not clicking. But what they mean, that one I like. What they mean, that one I like. But the names, that one I don't like. What is the essence of clouds? I missed out on that. Clouds are thoughts. They are the microscopic water droplets. The microscopic droplets of water strands that are also called intuition. Clouds and thoughts are the same thing. Any more questions before I proceed to ask you another question? I want to now ask a little bit of a difficult question. Will I find? I don't think that there's a difficult question for you guys. Give me the name of the 7 planets African names of the 7 planets, please. Let's start with, not actually 7, give the 7 planets alone. Give me the names for the 5. Sorry. Give me a name for the 5, please. Let's start with Mars. African name for Mars. African name for Mars, say, s'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît. African name for Mars. Somebody has already gotten it wrong. Heru what? Mars is red Heru. Now I've caught you guys. That's why I'm sneezing. Heru the red one, beautiful Nicole. That is the rising sign. No, Mars is Heru the red one. Please, Heru the red one. Mercury. Mercury. Mercury, please. Queen of Light, you want to come on? Queen of Light, you want to come on? So Mercury is called, listen, Mercury is called, in the beginning, Mercury is called Thoth. Thoth is the ibis and the baboon. And then towards the end, Mercury is called Set, knowledge. So in the beginning, Mercury is called Thoth. Thoth is self-usage. It is self-usage that becomes self-knowledge. So towards the end, Mercury is called Set. Now, who is Jupiter? Jupiter? Jupiter, please. Two lines, Mama Nico. Here the link between two lands. Yes. Somebody is saying the merchant, yes, the trader between the promised land and it is Jupiter that links the version of you in Deuteronomy, the one that gets to enter Milele. And then the version of you that is still in Egypt. Jupiter is the one that links those two. Jupiter is like a pathway that links the version of you that is still in Egypt, in slavery, in independence, into the version of you that is independent in Milele, in your own adult avatar. Yes, illuminates. Now, after Jupiter, we have who? Venus. Who is Venus? Mama Nico has already gone to Saturn. Venus, the phoenix, yes. The one that gets to rise from the ashes. And then Saturn is the bull of the sky. Tie those names around your neck. They will be very useful. They will be very useful to you. Which questions again? What is the month of April going to be all about? Yes, the lovely, I can work on that. I can work on that. Self-support, yes. The African meal is yes. Planting support. Kate Lamini, you made us have you live, but it's okay. Yes. So during the month of April, self-support is what is being planted. You guys are ready for the next class, for the next season. And I'm ready too, by the way. I see you are giving me a run for my money. I'm ready too for the next season. So plant growth is marked by 3 major regions. Can somebody tell me those regions? For a plant to grow, for authenticity to grow, it is marked by 3 major trinities. And for a plant to grow, it is marked by 3 major regions. Can you state for me the regions of these 3 major regions? Region of cell division, regions. We are not talking about the tropisms, the regions of growth. Tropism is about movements. Cell division, cell elongation, and then cell differentiation. Okay. Yeah, so a plant growth is marked by 3 major regions, which is the region of cell division, region of cell elongation, and region of cell differentiation. Similarly, the growth of a human being is marked by a collaboration of 3 major deities. The region of cell division exists as the body. Region of cell elongation exists as the day. And region of cell differentiation or self-specialization exists as the great year. Can you see the matching, the matchy? Plants, they take region of cell division to grow. There is a region where cell divides, and then a region where the cells that have divided, they elongate. And then there's a region where the cells that have elongated, they specialize. It's the same with human beings. The body is the region of cell division. It's where cells divide inside your body. And then during the day is when the cell elongates. So during the day is that region of cell elongation for you. And then the great year is the region of cell specialization, the cell expansion. So it's also going with the body, the day, which is the 7 days of the week, Moon, Sun, Mars, Mercury, Venus, all that. That is the region of cell elongation. And then we have the great year, which is now the specialization, Pluto, Venus, Pluto, Uranus, Neptune. Pluto, Uranus, Neptune, now the great year. Shelvin is telling me you can see, yes. So if you want to know where you grow in, you know, when you want to grow anything as a Bantu, you must know it is inside the body that action takes place. And it is inside the day that elongation takes place. Elongation of what? Of the action that has already been brewed by the body, that has already been prepared by the body. In the day, it is elongated, meaning it is made a reality. specialized function in the great circle of life. What are some of the spiritual differences between plants and animals? What are some of the spiritual differences or spiritual similarities between the growth of plants and the growth of animals? Humans, let me not talk about animals. What are some of animals is too general. What are some of the differences between the growth of a plant and the growth of the tree of life of a human being, the central nervous system? Plants, bantu, animals, nilotic. Beautiful. That's a difference. That's beautiful. Plants are bantus, animals are nilotic. Meaning plants, they are stationary, they don't move. Animals, they move. Plants are stationary while animals, they move. Exactly. Plants produces, animal consumer. Exactly. But let's now go to a human being. There was an image I showed you about the differences between how a human being grows and how a tree grows. What are some of the similarities that we have between trees and human central nervous system, the human's tree of life? Marty, don't be late tomorrow. Plants have roots, humans have the head that they use to connect. Plants have roots rooted in the soil. Humans have heads rooted in the clouds. The thoughts, in thoughts. So what soil is to the plant is what thoughts is to the human being. If you want to grow on a fertile soil, then you must make sure that you have fertile thoughts. The thoughts that you have are fertile to you. They are fertile to your expansion. The plants grow from bottom up and humans grow from up to bottom. Beautiful. So guys, you do know, let me let you in on a practice that I always do. You if you're capable of doing it, go ahead. But if it's funny to you, Pia, go ahead. So me, I don't, usually when I'm interacting with people, most of the time, I don't like to look at people as though they are down going up. And when you start looking at people this way, you're going to be laughing a lot. But me, when I'm looking at people sometimes, especially when I zone out in somebody's presence, I'm always looking at them like as if they're standing on their head, like as if the ceiling is the floor, and then their head is standing there. And looking at people that way, it shifts somehow. But you know, if you can try to see the same sensation that I always feel, then you can go ahead and try it. But that is how sometimes I look at, especially men. Especially men, because men most of the time, they don't even have hairstyles that disrupt the flow of that particular energy. So try looking at people like that. Try looking at people like that, and then you'll realize a lot about the ceilings and the ceilings types as well. You'll realize it makes me wonder, because I look at people like that a lot, I tend to look at people's ceilings a lot. You know, when I'm at a place, the ceiling is usually the first thing that I notice, because somehow the ceiling tells you the growth, how that person's authenticity is comfortable in growing, or how free it is, or how restrained it is. It shows It shows. So just try look at the world like that sometimes, and then you'll also just find out that nothing is so serious. When you start looking at people like that, you realize there's nothing is serious here. Like, it's not that deep at all. Like, people are just floating from the clouds down, So it makes life very simple as well. And that is something that I always do, that makes me happy. It makes me happy to get the feeling I get from doing that. Now, so what are some of the functions of authenticity? Authenticity is like truth, your individual truth. What do you think are the functions of your individual truth? The center of command for you. Your center of command. What are the functions? Creation, yes, that is the mother of all creation. To lead us to our mila, to our milele, okay. Exploration. So let me read for you some here. Storage and protection of genetic material. It is your authentic. The seeds that you're supposed to be planting. It is your authenticity that will protect it until it finds a fertile soil enough for it to grow. It controls how chai or genes get expressed. It is your authenticity that controls how you get to behave, your mannerisms, how your genes they get expressed, all that, how chai, your story, how your story is expressed, how it is compiled, all that is controlled by your authenticity. Your authenticity is a creation tool, yes, because it initiates reproduction. Without authenticity, there is no sex. Without authenticity, there is no sexual intercourse, man. And if it happens, it will be a production of a demon. So it is the initiator of reproduction, authenticity, and then authenticity organize and coordinate formation of building blocks. It is your authenticity that will tell you that energy of Virgo from your stomach. After you have worked on it so much that the chaff has been released into your anus, now you've remained with energy that is going to be used to be transported to different cells in order for those cells to function. Now, it is your authenticity that directs all of that. Where which energy goes, how which energy is formed, how is it shaped, where will it fit, where will this brick fit, where is the best to put it, where is the, all that. It is your authenticity is the one that regulates your achievements and your failures. Where you get to wins is your authenticity. Your authenticity is the secret to success. Guys, they tell you education is the secret. They tell you a lot of things, secret to success. Authenticity is the secret, the only secret to success. Nothing else. It is the one that regulates growth and multiplication. It is the one that it dictates your achievements and your wins. Yeah, it controls your behavior. Controls everything about you. So yes, I think up to that particular point, guys, today I'm very impressed, and I want to stay in that particular impression where this session has been very beneficial. We have interacted and done revision as per usual, and from the revision you are ready for the next class, and so I'm ready to. So this transition that we are doing, let's continue to do it, because guess what? A promise is a debt. I'm so late. Maybe come tomorrow early. Come tomorrow early. These are just snippets of a new beginning. So come early, let's finish. If you feel called to come, let's finish and then we continue. So tomorrow is Wednesday. So I'm going to be coming live on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, I'll be coming live to specifically give you an outlook of April. So that by the time I'm gone in April, I will not be missed because there will be directives that will be given. Otherwise, thank you so much for coming today, and I'm seeing you guys again tomorrow. Authenticity is doing everything according to what your body tells you. It is your truth. Mama Nikwa, thank you too. Yes, 7 p.m. is always our time. 7 p.m. is always our time. We've not changed it, and if we change it, we will communicate. So yeah, Mom Shay, your authenticity is your truth, your individual truth. And let me tell you, I'll give you a scenario. What does your individual truth look like? You went maybe somewhere with your friends and there was a shooting, and you saw the person that shot, but your friends did not. So now when you're being questioned by the police, everybody is telling their truth. So your friends will say, I did not see the shooter. They are telling the truth, their authenticity. Yes, they did not see the shooter. Now will you also come and say, I did not see the shooter, and you saw the shooter? So when you come and say, I did not see the shooter, you are not being authentic. That is not your truth. Is it similar to somebody else's truth, that which you are admitting? Yes. But is it yours? No. So authenticity is your own truth. It can differ from other people's, but it is your own truth. Your authenticity is the way your body behaves on default setting. It is the truth of the observation of your eyes, the truth of the smell that you smell, the truth of what you hear, the truth of the things that come in through your mouth and go out also through your mouth. Mom Shay, have you gotten my point? And that is the only secret, true secret to success, just being authentic. We will miss you. Yeah, I will miss you guys as well, but I don't think let's just wait and see how that period will go. You know? I plan on being as available as much as possible, but let's just wait and see how that period will go. The people who are on OnlyFans, you know that it will not be paused, because I'll still be going on OnlyFans. The classes, I'll still be doing them. That 6 a.m. in the morning is very mandatory. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I love that the students are also very on time. So OnlyFans will be continuing. It's just 4 times. The whole month I go on. Follow the path of least resistance, okay? Sweetie, do you know Credo Mutua? I've seen content on TikTok. I just know the person from TikTok posts. You know, I always see with a lot of, you know, yeah. So the simple answer is yeah. I think I do, but not deeply, like knowing where he comes from, knowing his life. I only know the person from what I interact with on my FYP, which is never really a lot. Siyabonga, yes. Why are you asking, my dear? I would like to know why you're asking. Ngato means what? So anyway, if you will not write what you're asking, guys, au revoir and see you tomorrow. That girl, thank you. Thank you too for being here. So Got some new things. Oh, okay. Got those. Appreciate. Okay, so let me leave. I was hoping that that person would text the reason why they're asking, but has something happened to him or what? You know. But if there won't be an answer, I think if you can answer me tomorrow, answer me tomorrow. For now, bye. Have a beautiful day if you're having a day, and have a beautiful night if you're going to bed. Bye.